Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna and today we are working on day number 10 of my 13 days of Halloween. We're going to be doing a little home decor piece and we're going to do a Halloween clock. Now in the past I have created this one here and also last Christmas for my 52 weeks of Christmas, I created this one. So we're going to be doing a Halloween one because I would like a Halloween one for my craft room. Let me set those aside. So we're going to start with the directions for you to make one with a template of your own. I created one in my Cricut. I designed it in there and I just go in the file. It's my own personal file and I cut that out. But for you to make a template of your own, we have here a little clay pot and it has a 4.5 inch circle diameter. So what I did was I put that on there and it's the same exact as mine. It's 4.5 inches. So go ahead and draw 2 circles of your 4.5 inch. Now you can use anything you can get close to 4.5 inches, or you can also change the dimensions of this to work with what you want. I am going to be doing this with a Maxwell House coffee can, and that is, let me tell you what size that is. It was the 11.5 ounce size. This is the exact same size as the peanut can that I used for my other 2 clocks. So that's what I'm using. I just cut this at 1.5 inches. So I took my ruler and I just held it at 1.5 inches and just made my marks around the outside and then cut it out with my scissors. So this is 1.5 inches deep. You can make it deeper if you want. If you want it 2 inches deeper, I just think I didn't need that depth in there. So I went with the 1.5 like my other 2. So once we got our 2 4.5 inch circles drawn, we need an additional circle that is 1 3/4. And the bottom of this, is the bottom? Yes, the bottom of this snow text was 1 3/4 inches. Drew a circle around that, and we need a item that is about 3.5 inches. So this little candle base from Dollar Tree is 3.5 inches or pretty close to it. So I'm going to draw one of my circles is going to have that drawn in the center, and I just kind of held it and looked over top of it and tried to align it to where it looked even all the way around, about 1/2 inch. Now if you want to take your ruler, come in here and mark off 1/2 inch little marks so you kind of have an idea of where it's got to lay. You can do that. Just come in and make little 1/2 inch marks all the way around. I just eyeballed it. All right, so now this is the back of our clock and this is the front of our clock. This is the bells. So what we're going to end up with is the bells and then the back. This clock has feet. So for this one, let's go ahead and cut them both out. And this is just going to be your template. Now, if you want to do this on cereal box, you can. It makes it a little sturdier template for drawing out. It makes it a little nicer. I'm just using scrap paper. So there we go. There's that one. And you can see where I used my ink to ink my house on there. Left a little pattern on there, a little shadow. Now this is going to stick out from the can just a bit, because that's what I want. I don't want it exactly. I want it to stick out a little bit. And the center of this is going to cover the opening of the can a little bit. I'm going to fold this in half like so. And then I'm going to cut out my circle. Just like that. That's the easiest way. Boop. So there's my outside. And like I said, cereal box would be sturdier. All right. Now we're going to cut our 1 3/4 inch circle out. And you can do the same thing in the Cricut. Just go in and create your circles and break things down, slice things. All right, I'm done with that. So I'm going to fold this circle in half so I get a mark on it. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Here we go. So I have 2 equal pieces. So those are my bells for the top. In addition to that, I have 4 1-inch circles. You can use a little bit smaller. These are a little bit bigger than the feet on mine, but that's fine. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to glue those on to where I think they look like good feet. Good feet. So I just need some glue on here. And I'm just going to place one. Okay. Then I'm going to get an idea of where I want this one. And I can see I'm about 1/8 of an inch away from the center there. So I'm going to kind of make that the same. And then like that, I think, so that they look like feet. And I'm just, for my second one, I'm just going to draw a pencil line so I know where to come back in. Okay. And I'm just going to put some glue there. Perfect. Now, to create the same way my feet are, I'm going to bring in my second circle. I'm going to put my glue on, and I'm going to put on my second foot. I can line them up exact. Same thing over here. That way I know they are exactly alike. There we go. Okay. So here's our back. It's finished. Here's our front. All we have to do is add on our bell. So I've got just a scrap piece of paper here. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces. That looks a little crooked there. Let me straighten that out. 2 pieces about, I don't think I need them a half. Let me see with my ruler so I can give you a measurement here. Let's do 3/8. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to mark this at 3/8. Whoops, got to hold on to it. Just so you have an exact measurement to go by. Makes it a little easier for you. Oh, come on. Not enough underneath there, not enough to hold. Here we go. 3/8. Move it over again. 3/8. So I've got 2 the same. There we go. And I'm going to cut those. And this is just our template, so don't panic about the pencil lines or anything. And then we line those up just to make sure they're the same. Let's see, I got one just a little bit wider than the other. Not a biggie, just tiny little smidge there. Okay, so we're going to come in here and we're going to line up. As you can see, my bells are kind of facing on a little bit of an angle. So we're going to line this up and we're going to do our first one. And we will do that like right in here. Can do the same thing that we did with our other one. Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of eyeball it like that. And I'm going to make my pencil marks so I remember where I can go back in and glue it. Put on a little and put my piece back in there. Okay. Now my posts are going to be short. I think on here they're probably about 1/4 inch, but let's go ahead and measure so you know. Yes, 1/4 inch. So I'm going to come in here above my circle and I'm going to mark this at 1/4 inch. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one, 1/4 inch. Now remember, my pencil line is thicker and above where I got to be. So if I get right in that general, see, I got my pencil lines there. And so far, that's what we look like. Okay. Take my bell, and I'm going to Put my glue down and eyeball the center of that, and boom. Take my other half, put my glue down, eyeball the center, and boom. There's the front of our clock. That's it. That's your template. That's all you need. Okay? Perfect. So then with your template, you would just take this, put it on your, now I use cereal box, and I cut out 3 of each. So I end up with a nice heavy piece. It's this cuts nice on my Cricut. I don't have to worry about putting a deep cut blade in. I just set it at poster board and it cuts it beautiful. I don't have to worry about it. So that's why I use cereal boxes, and I cut out 3 of each. Plus I cut out a black front and a black back. So perfect. Set that aside and move right along. So let's go ahead and glue ours together. There we go. Here's all my pieces there. Now I have one that has the little bends like for where the cereal box folds. That's going to go in the middle. And because on my Cricut I didn't flip any, I have to have them all in the same direction, because even though I designed it, it's not mirror imaged. So there has to be, you have to glue them together the way you cut them. So if you want to flip one for a front or back, you can do that. I just did not. So let's go ahead and get these glued together. It's a very, you can put anything you want on the inside. You could do any holiday, or like my one, that's just for my craft room. That's just my everyday decorative one. And I think they're so cute. And you don't have to go buy all these, these clocks. You can just make your own and make it whatever size you want. If you want to do a bigger one, do a bigger one. Just make your feet and your bells just a little bigger. But the end result, of doing that same thing is oops, then I didn't put that in the middle. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Because I got the paper backing. And you'll have to have some type of paper backing too, unless you use, like, if you go ahead and cut it out of heavy black or medium black chipboard, then you won't have to. Or if you paint your cereal boxes, to me it's just easier and faster just to cut the paper. Okay. Perfect. Get it all lined up there. And I will link those other 2 tutorials in here. So if you want to go peek at those and see the process I did with those, you can. All right, that's my back. Here's my front. Here we go. I just think these are just so cute and so fun. And I'm using up just scraps of things, things you would normally throw away. And if you wanted to make a tiny one, you could do one with a Pringles can. Just start thinking about what else you could use to. I'm not worried about that little bit I can see there because I'm going to be decorating this. So I should be okay. Should be okay. It's going to get infinite. And like that, that's a little bit too much there. I'm just going to come in here and kind of just trim it off a little bit. There we go. The only people that will know is me and you. Okay. All right. Oops. That's coming up there a little bit. There we go. Now we're going to do the same for the back. I'm going to come in here and put this on the back side. Okay. There we go. Now for the back of the clock. Let's go ahead and glue these together. Perfect. And again, the same way, same thing. There we go. And it's kind of amazing how fast these things can go together. Once you get your template built and you get them cut out, they just kind of go right together. All right, let's put our black card stock front and back. And we're just going to do the front and the back, so everything's, even though this won't be seen very much because it's going to get glued on the can, we're still going to do it. Just so everything is equal. But if you didn't want to put it on one side, you didn't have to for the back. There we go. Oh, here, just do this. It's easier. There we go. Okie doke here. There we go. Perfect. Now I've got my hot glue gun heated up. You set this stuff all aside here. Get it out of my way. Done with that. Bring in my glue gun. Done with the pencil, I think. So we have our front and our back. Now we need our can. Now inside this can, I have just painted it with some black Prima Marketing Art Basics Heavy Gesso. Okay. And we are going to, whoops. That was kind of bubbled up there. Let me press that down into the glue, make sure it's all set. There we go. We're going to come in here like that. And I'm going to watch the back here. And I want it like about there. I think it's about 1/4 of an inch, I think is what it ends up being, but let me check. Yes, 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to come in here and make a few little marks at 1/4 of an inch, just so I can, just so I can have an idea of where I've got to. So I'm just going to make little dots. Again, this won't be visible when we're all done. I'm just going to put a few dots here and there, so I have a way to keep it even without getting my ruler in my way when I'm trying to place my can. And let's do one more right in here. Perfect. Okay. That just gives me an idea. All right. So this is going to go on like that. It's hard to see though. I got to darken those pencil marks a little bit because I can't see them. Don't do me any good if I can't see them. All right. There we go. Now I can see them. See the little pencil marks? I have quite a bit of light in my room, so. All right. So I'm going to put my bead of glue right in that area, try to stay right along those, and move it just as fast as I can before my glue dries, and hopefully get in the areas I need. There we go. Get that in there. Come on. Looks pretty good. All right. And we're going to be covering that. So, all right. So now I think I want to put on my back, but do I want to put on my cloth first? Now I was thinking about putting this on, this creepy kind of cloth. So what I would do is bring that in and hot glue it along that edge and then fold it in here and it would be hidden by, all right, so I think I'll do that. So I'm going to start at the bottom for my seam, and I'm just going to, what do I do? I'm going to put some glue going this way like that, just along that lip, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put that in there like so, right along that edge. See, and we're going to put something else along the edge too, just to keep it, just to decorate it. Okay, so again, come in here, just a thin layer of glue, and that also helps hold my can up against there, and I'm just going to line that up against there like so. Use my pencil eraser to kind of get in there and press it down so I don't get burnt. And I don't cut off my roll until I'm typically done, so I know how far I have to go. I'm just going to continue on doing the same thing, pressing that up against there like so. That's not too bad. All right, now I'm close enough. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut this down right here. Whoops. Oh, so sorry. So sorry. Okay, and that should be long. Yep. I'm overlapping just a little bit, but it's on the bottom. So I'm good with that. Again, and let's just go all the way over here. Finish putting this down there like so. Bring this one in up against there, nice and tight. Perfect. There we go. All right. Okay, so now I think I can trim it just a little bit. It's not going to matter. Okay. So let's go ahead and add some more glue here. Right over top of that. Bring that in just like that. Okay, perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to lay it on its face like that. Oops, I just got a glue string coming off on me. All right. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to start folding this in like so. So I'm going to put a little hot glue here to connect this to that. Okay. Let that set up a second. And because it dries fast on metal, I'm going to put it on the inside there. Just like that. And I'm going to press that in there. Now we're going to have to do little pleats because we're bringing this in on a circle. Okay. So we'll just kind of pleat it like that. Okay. A little on the back, a little inside of our pleat. Press it in. Okay. And when we put our other thing down, let's go ahead and get this side here. I'm just going to put it on there and pull it in and press it on each side. Should stay hot enough to hold this fabric for a bit. Okay. And then again, a pleat and a pleat. Okay. Pleat as many times as you need to get that to lay in there flat. Okay. Stretch it in. And you can use just a ribbon that's as wide as the area you want to cover. If you don't want to use this wider ribbon or cut it down. My other ones, you can use paper, cut the paper down, decorative paper, but I just had this ribbon and I'm trying to use up some of my stash, so I figured this would be a good element and different than what I've been doing with it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Just like that. Pull it in. Yeah, my other ones I covered with paper, but that's an easy way to do it. You just cut it the exact size to go in between here. All right. Remove our goobies. Here we go. Now, while I've got this where I can see that nothing else is in my way, I'm going to go ahead and use, let's see here, we want just the purple ones. These little Cascade Ribbon Company pom-pom trim, 1/2 inch pom-pom trim, and I get 20 yards on a roll. So you can use beads, and my other ones I use beads. So let's start at the bottom again. Cut those strings there, and we're just I'm gonna try to keep the. Maybe I need another glue stick here. There we go. Try to keep it down just to a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna. Whoa. Come here. Put that in there. And again, press it up against that little edge there. And we'll do this on this other side too once we get the back on. Okay, right up against there. You can do these in traditional Halloween colors or the new colors, or do a fall one or a Christmas one if you're ready to do your Christmas stuff. Go. All right. And I forgot to turn the TV down, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to get that marked about exact, and then cut it. Perfect. And so we're just going to go to the finished end there, right to there. And all right. Perfect. See how cute that is? All right. So now for our back. When we put our back on, we're going to have to make sure that we can stand it up and make sure not only is it centered, but it will stand up like the feet are the same. So I got my feet lined up the same, and then I can stand it up and it looks good from the front and the back. Okay. So I'm going to keep it right here because I think I've got it about right. And I'm just going to take my pencil and then just kind of make some little marks around there just so I kind of have an idea. I don't know if I'll be able to see it, but it gives me an idea where to put my glue. Okay. All right. So, and I don't know of any other way to do this. I just kind of eyeball my feet and kind of do a little testy thing again, just so I know what I got to do. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue in here at about where I think I need it. And again, we'll be doing the ribbons so that we'll be getting a little extra glue in there to help hold it. So I'm going to eyeball And before this can sit up and dry, I'm going to stand it up. And I can see here the top two edges, so I can see if it looks even on both sides there. And it's standing up like it should. Looks good that way. All right. I'm going to lay it down and give it a little push this way. All right. Perfect. Yeah. That looks pretty good. Okay. So now we're going to come in again with our purple edge. And we're going to do it on this side. What do I want to do? How can I do this so I'm not working backwards again? Okay. We're going to start here. Okay. Yeah. I guess that'll work. So we're going to start in the side there. And I don't need a ton. Just run along that edge there. Put this in there. Up against that edge there, like so. Okay. Any extra little glue strings or anything, just go ahead and pull off. Okay. And we'll clean up other glue strings and stuff when we're all done. Other items will be added to this. Let's see, I got glue there. Whoop, sorry. And again, I'm just going to come in here, line that up. Grab my scissors, cut it off, out of our way, and bring this all, just bring it all the way to where we got to stop. Okay. All right, so that is what that looks like all the way around. I have used beads. I have used like cording. You can use whatever you want. So now for the inside, I have this one cut. I was going to do this one on the inside, but then I thought it's so dark. So I decided to go with this purple one here. So that will go in, and I think I'm going to keep it going that direction like that. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get that back out now. Let's get you back out so I can glue you. There we go. I'm just going to use my art glitter glue for that. That will be enough to hold it. And the reason I painted it black was just to cover any little edges or whatever that might be visible, especially on the sides. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that in there, like so. Perfect. All right, like that. And then I want to, I've cut out a Tim Holtz spooky house. And then I held up a piece of yellow. Now this yellow, I just took one of my cat's eyes, the ochre one, and I just kind of smudged some of that ink onto that. Then I laid my house on here and kind of made little marks around so I knew where the windows were, and then kind of did a little cutout of that. And then when I held it back in there, if I needed to trim off more, then I could trim off more. I just want it so it covers just those windows. Okay. So we're going to glue that on. So I'm just going to go around the windows here a little bit. And, whoops, not the porch. Okay. So I'm going to bring this in so I can see it, because it does have to line up pretty good otherwise, because it's so small that if it's off a little, one part might not have a window and the other part might have too much window. Okay, so I'm going to peel this back because it is off a little, and I'm just going to cut this edge off here just a little bit so it doesn't show. Okay, and then right here. There. So now all my windows have a little light in them. So when I put that in here, it's gonna stand out a little bit more. Okay. All right, Tay. Let's do. Find my needle. And I don't know where it went. All right, let's grab this one, my temporary one. Somewhere around here is my needle for my glue. All right, so in addition to that, I came up because it was not high enough. So I snipped off the little point. I think it's like supposed to be like an electric rod. That's what they used to put on the old houses to keep lightning from hitting where they didn't want it to. And then I folded this over about 1 inch on the bottom. And then I took little triangle snips out of it, so if it has to be glued in there, then it can move. I then kind of pressed on each end here to kind of round that off. So when it sits in here, it's kind of rounded. And then I took, if I can find it, I don't know where it is. All right, we'll just cut a new one. So a piece of paper, I don't know where it is. I had one cut out. So a piece of paper, and this is, it don't matter how big it is. I just need about 1 inch on each end. So, and you can cut it longer. I just need about 1 inch for height. And I'm going to just fold a Z fold. About 1/8 of an inch that way and about 1/8 of an inch that way. I'm going to glue that to the back of here. Ooh, that's a little boomer. Just like that. And that's going to help hold that top part of that house up where this is going to keep it from going in further too. So it's going to be equal. All right. So I'm going to use, I think I might use hot glue to, because it's going to be a quick grab, but I don't know. I might want to use the art glitter glue. So I have some of my spooky webbing and my spooky cloth here. And I'm going to get some of that in there. And I don't care if it hangs out a little bit. I'm just going to get that in there along the back. And if it hangs out, that's cool. Maybe something like that. Okay. So I'm going to get me some hot glue up in here. Like so. And then I need something to press that in there with. Here we go. Just to hold it. Now I want to grab the, okay, there we go. I don't want to get burnt. Not especially. And then I'm going to put some in here. Like that. Because I don't want it bunched up on the thing. I want it kind of laying flat up against there a little bit. Okay. Just wants to stick to me. There we go. once it cools down enough where I can press on it, it's not so bad, but then I get glue all over me, which is fine. We'll work with that. And again, all the webs, we'll get those taken care of when we're all done. All right, so let me get this one in there. See, it wants to grab whatever you used to, whatever you used to stick it in there with. Yeah. Okay. And I don't have too much of my background covered because I want to see that purple. So let's get that like that. Okay, kind of like that. Now I can just let that hang out because when we put on some of our decorative elements, we'll use hot glue and then we can use those to help stick that down. So now let me do it with my house here. Let me get that in there. Perfect, just like that. All right. Okay. To push that down in there, like so. Okay. All right. So I'm going to, for the bottom, I'm going to use hot glue. For this, I'm going to use my art glitter glue. Okay. And then for this, I'm just going to use my hot glue to help hold that in. So we're going to kind of go in on a little bit of an angle there, bring it in here like that. Now I can press this down in there like so. Okay, kind of shift a little bit. Just trying to get it in just the right spot here. Right. Okay, perfect. All right. So there we got our haunted house in there. And I want some bats. Those bats are too big. Let me see. Do I have bats in here? Oh, yes, I do. All right, let me see if I can find a couple of bats. Everything's so... There's one. Come on. Get hold of them. 1, 2. If I have any other bats. We've got Boo, cats. Let's grab a purple cat out, black cat out. Just kind of looking to see if I've got another bat. I think we'll be good with those two. I do have a big one, but I don't really want to use a big bat. Okay, so let me see if I can get these in there. So, oh, we got a little, they said we might get a little storm. Okay. So let me push this in there. Get my tweezers. Oh! Okay. Tweezers there. And little Gerda, she's not gonna, little Gerda. She's 126 pounds. There's nothing little about Gerda. She is my German Shepherd, as many of you know, but she does not like storms. Okay, so now we got our bats in there. She just doesn't. So I'm surprised she's not trying to come in here. I am surprised. Okay. So now I have a little piece of leftover spider web in white. I think we're going to try to use that up in here. And then even though it's cut off, we can cover that. But I think maybe down at the bottom here, like so. Or like so. Yeah, let's do it at the bottom here. Okay. So I'm just going to put a couple little dabs because, again, we're going to be decorating with other items. So we'll be able to cover up those little ends where the glue is. Okay. All right. We have some blood. We have some ghosties. All right. So let's grab some of the ghosts. I'm going to actually use these ghosts from these tombstones, and we'll just cut those off. We'll just trim those off and use them like that. And like that. There we go. So let's go ahead and get some of these glued down. So I'm going to put some glue on the underside here. And then I'm going to reach in here and see if I can pinch that to, whoops. Should have glued that on before, but I don't always decorate in the order that I should. You should have connected these to the button, but I don't think of that. I think of what is eye appealing at the time. I don't think, oh, load that up with all these extra goodies before you put it in there. And that's not a good spot for that because of my bat. I want my bat to be seen. So let's bring it down further, or bring it to a different spot here. All right, so let's get you down here, maybe popping out of there, like so. There we go. There we go. Now we can still see our bats. And we will save the other two. All right, we'll save the other two for when we do the other. Now I had some little skeletons that I found at Dollar General, and they come in a pack of 8, and they are actually this color, like that. I don't like that color, so I used my Waverly paint, chalk paint, and painted some, but they are way too big for this, so we're not going to use them in this project. We will just stick with what is going on here right now. Let me see, I got, there we go. All right. So maybe we need a little bit of dripping blood, maybe? No dripping blood. Just let me peek here. Oh, we got little fences. Do a little fence. Yeah, I could do a little fence, like up in here, like it's broken. Let's do that. We're going to just kind of put that right up in here, like a broken fence. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm just going to put glue on the tips here, and we'll just run this on an angle right here. Like that. Perfect. Okay. And to that, we can add a ghost. We can have a ghost right in here. Oops, let me, oh, this one's trimmed a little better. Here we go. We can add him right behind here like that. Or coming out the front. No, I kind of like the back part. Like that. Okay. So just a little bit of glue here and there. And we're going to slide it under there. Like so. Just like that. Maybe lift it up so you can see it. All right, let's let that stuff set up a little bit, and we're going to move to our top here. And I wanted to add these hands. Now again, these ones were from Dollar Tree. They come in a package of, what do we get? I think you get 6, 7, 8. What do we got in there? I think you get 8 altogether, a left and a right. So I think I'm going to place those like that on here. Oh, even like that's pretty cool too, where the fingers are coming over the front. Like so. Yeah, let's do that where the fingers are coming over the front. So these again were painted with my chalk paint. So let's go ahead and get some hot glue on the, I didn't do the bottom. I didn't see any sense of wasting paint and time on the bottom because I need it. Okay. I'm just going to kind of hold that there. Let that set up a little bit. That's set up there. There we go. Whoops. I actually want it curved down more. Just like that. Once that dries, it'll be curved down more. And then bring this one in like that. So I think the same thing. I'm just going to let the glue drip down because I want this to be more like the fingers are up on the edge there. So this will start dripping down. I guess so. It dripped way down there. All right. And we can always add more. Once it dries, we can always add a bit more of it. Oops, I'm sorry. A bit more to help hold it because we don't want it coming off later. And we'll fill these in with some flowers and stuff. So I'm not worried about the wrist part sticking up there. That does not bother me. That one looks like they're setting up pretty good. Oops, nope. Not setting up good yet. All right, let's come back in here. Come on. Okay. So let me get some more glue down in there. I'm going to hold it just like this a second. Dun, 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 dun. Till it can start drying up. I'm not worried about that excess glue that had dripped down because we're going to cover it, like I said. In fact, while we're waiting for that to dry, I've got some of my pre-made flowers here. So let's go ahead and pull out some of the dark ones here. That's kind of cool. That's beautiful. I figured for the Halloween, the darker ones are better. Pretty. All right. It's kind of on the orangey tan side. All right. So let's go ahead with maybe like something smaller. Look at these gray ones under there. So let's go ahead and put a good dab of glue there and put this gray flower up in there like that. And we'll add smaller flowers with it. I've got my other flowers too. but just to fill in space, these bigger ones are nice. Okay. Bigger ones are nice. Okay. Go. I'm going to squeeze some glue back in down there. Oh, dang, these just want to keep moving. They do not want to stay where I put them. All right, let's hold them. They do not want to stay where I put them. Okay, just like that, I think. All right. Goodness gracious. All right, I have some blacks, oranges, greens. I'll grab some purples out. Small paper flowers. Small paper flowers I like to use. I think my daughter just arrived. So she's like my husband. She keeps telling her to shush. Hi, baby. Grandma's doing a video, okay? How are you? You doing good?
Yeah.
Did you get your ears checked, honey?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Gert, go on out.
I got
You do?
Yeah.
Oh. What kind of something you got for me? Is it a surprise? Your mother's trying to get your attention because she don't want to interrupt my video. She's okay, honey. Now we got her whispering. All right, so we got the hands. I think are going to stay there for a minute. We got a couple of roses on the end there, a little bigger ones to cover those. And I'll be right out with you, honey. Okay? I love you. Oh, it's beautiful. Can you take it up, my mama? And I'll be done in just a minute. Okay, honey? It is. Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. Got it? Too many cords, huh?
Yeah.
All right, you going out by mama. I'll be done in just a minute, okay? Thank you. That's my little Brooklyn. Oh, my noisy little Brooklyn. Okay, so now we got those. She's probably outside, honey. Go ahead and check for her outside. All right, so let's grab some purples. Let's bring in a little bit of green and some of our blacks here. And some orange. All right, set these aside a minute. If we need more, we'll grab them. All right, we need our nippers. And as always, I'm going to snip off the back there. And we're just going to start kind of placing those around here. Like that. Yeah. She kicked my, there we go, my cord away from me. All right. And then, come on, stay there, you little stink pot. Okay. Orange one. I think I'm just going to put that like on the top of the hand like that. We're just going to kind of cluster these around here to try and cover up some of that. Okay. And then maybe one like that. And then we can get a black one on the back side there. Looking like he's got a floral sleeve. Oops. A little warm. And then that one there. Okay. Just like that. They'll set up for just a second. And then we're gonna come over to the other side and do the same thing. Let's go ahead and put our orange one in. Put the orange one there. That'll cover the wrist. And the purple one, just like so, like that. Then let's do the green one and the black one. Okay. That. Like so. And the green one. We have to go do some shopping for her birthday party tomorrow, so. There we go. Whoa! So we got that and that. Oh, I think that's cute. All right, so now let's do a little bit more decorating on top. Now I got this black one here, but it's so big. Let's do something smaller. Let's just do the little ones. But I think I want to bring in some of this orange, maybe. Didn't do any of the orange yet. So maybe we can get some of that going here. Just part of the way. So let's lay a little bit of glue right here. Okay. Okay, just like that. And we're only going to go to like there. Just there. Okay, then I'm going to come in here and snip that. Right there. Bring this back over there. Okay, perfect. And then maybe add a little bit right under here. Just like that. So here. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. There we go. And let's bring in our purple cat. And let's put him about right like that. Right down there. He makes a good little thing to stand down there. Just like so. Okay, perfect. All right, let's get some more flowers. And we'll just start clustering them up here. Oh, what do we got here? I have that small, yeah, you can use this. No. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. We're just going to do some flowers. Because I think I'm about done. I think we're just going to cluster a few flowers here and there on this to help hold that together. And conceal. We'll just do a couple clusters here and there. Oops. Like so. You can come in, Jamie. You're not hurting nothing. Black one and a purple one. That. Let's do that. And I think we'll get that purple one down in here. Or maybe even up in here like that. Found the bell. Let's do a little cluster down in here by these. Full green, orange, and then I'll just have to grab another black one. So let's go ahead and get that. Oh, I do have another black one sitting right there. Let me just snip these while I got this right here. Here's a black one. Perfect. And we'll probably put some little ghosties in. Hi, baby.
Hi.
Yeah, is she a good girl? You're all right. She can come in. You can come in. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. And then we just got to put our other little ghost in here. So let's put him coming in out of this side here. We're just finishing decorating up, so we're good. We're good. Well, let's slide this in there like that, I think. There we go. All right. I think, what do you think, Brooklyn?
Good.
Is it good?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's just go ahead and put the thing on the back here. Like so. Carefully lay that on its front. That's hot, honey. Don't hit that. You might get burnt.
But here.
No, that glue gun right there, baby, is extremely hot, okay? Mom don't want you to get hurt. That's not hot. So I'm just going to kind of center that there. I think we'll just glue some of that additional pom-pom around here. Let's do it in the orange. I'm almost done, baby. Just give me 2 seconds.
Can
Yes, you can have those. Sure can.
I cut this?
Yep. Take it with Mama. Mama's got to watch you with those scissors. They're sharp. Okay. So we're just going to put this down in there like so. Add a little decorative element there like that. Just a small bead of glue. I'm still not sold on this glue gun yet. I don't know. It's nice, but I don't know. I wish I could find a little tip for it and change out the tip. I bought a small tipped glue gun once, but it was a small glue gun and it just didn't get hot enough. So it didn't do me no good, but it did have the tiny tip. And this is a good brand. This is the Super Bonder brand, and so it's a really good brand. Okay, let's go here, snip it off. There we go, get that out of our way. I bought this little pom-pom ribbon last year and didn't get a chance to use it very much, but oh, that looks so cute. All right, so now let's just go ahead and put, what do I want to put on the back there? Maybe a spider web? No, you know what? I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Oh, I know what we can do. We can do a couple of these rubber bats here. These are just from the Dollar Tree. The ring, the kids' rings. And then you just snip that plastic off. And we'll just glue a couple of those bats on there for a little decoration of the back. Someone calls them flashing bats because their wings are open and they're facing you. I laughed. I thought, well, that's pretty funny. All right, so there we go. That is day number 10 of our 13 days of Halloween craft fun. And I hope you had fun and give it a try. See if you can, what kind of clock you can create. So if you're a subscriber, thank you as always for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so at this time. Go ahead and hit that red bell down in the right hand corner. When the bell pops up, you hit that bell, you'll be notified each time I put up a new video. And as always, until the next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.